Yo, welcome to another AMA on my channel. I'm a special guest today, Simon from Solana ID, CEO and founder of Solana ID. How are you doing, bro? Frozen?
GM, I'm good. How about yourself?
You're muted for a
man,
second.
my MacBook can't handle your fucking countdown. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Okay.
Like my MacBook literally got frozen. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome. So since a lot of the people watching this video are not going to be familiar with your project, why don't you start and give an introduction of yourself and what you're building here?
Yeah, man. Happy to do so. There's nothing better than talk about yourself and the stuff you're building. So I enjoy being on the stage. Thanks for inviting, Sepro. Appreciate to be here. So we're Solana ID. We're the flagship ID protocol for Solana, for the whole Solana ecosystem. If you're bullish on Solana, you will be bullish on Solana ID without there can't be any doubt. It's a platform model, so we're basically helping users to get more value for their data and to access more perks on chain. There's only upside if you have a Solana ID as a user. You get random airdrops, you get trading discounts on certain dexes, a lot of perks and benefits. That's what it's about. That's why it's called personal perks on chain for users. But since it's a platform model, we also deliver value to apps. So we help apps on Solana to identify the right users, to find you as a power user for their app. So DeFi apps find traders, NFT collection and communities find NFT whales, and so on. So what we do in a nutshell is targeted marketing for ads and a solution to get more value for your data for users. So that's the long elevator pitch.
Damn. So yeah, there's a lot to cover here, of course, and a clear problem that you're solving. So how did you start working on this project? What was the idea behind it? Because I haven't seen many projects covering this sort of issues on board users, etc.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I have to probably go a step back here because we're already older than a year. The company, it's like not a brand new project. We started in January 2023 with a company called DSID, which is now the lab behind Solana ID. So if you see the name DSID anywhere, it's basically the company behind it, similar to how you have Avara, the company behind Aave, right? So people don't really know Avara, but everyone knows Aave, the lending protocol on Ethereum. And DSID was born with the belief that we can make Web3 a safer place by installing better identity solutions in the internet that respect privacy, but that also help apps to identify real users from bots and distinguish them, right? And also to basically help users to leverage their good reputation and good deeds. As you see when you go to our brand and everything, or if you go to the logo that we have, the logo resembles a lotus flower. So it is actually a if you look closely, you see it's a lotus. I have that even on my arm here. It's a tattoo. So I'm
oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I really believe in the underlying values of karma, and that's what the symbol resembles. It means if you do good, you get good back. If you behave well on the internet, you should be incentivized to do so, and you should get something in return. So if you behave well, Solana ID is going to help you to leverage your good deeds and get more value for your good behavior. And I think with a framework like this, we can actually make crypto a better place. So there's like some underlying values below that project that really power us as a core team to push this forward. Next to all the crazy ideas we have about it, like this is the inherent kind of vision that we have with it.
Fantastic. And I'm sure that somebody's going to ask this question. Why Solana?
I mean, so as I said, DSID was an agnostic company last year, right? Like we didn't. I'm a Solana user since day one. Like I literally entered crypto on Radium, which is it's the oldest, I think, DEX on Solana. So that was my first DeFi experience way back. It was Radium. And then I think now, today, Solana ID wants to capture consumers. So we need people, we need users. Where do you go if you need users in crypto? You go to the consumer chain. What is the consumer chain? It's Solana. So for us, it was a very strategic move to focus and double down on Solana and be bullish on this ecosystem. So that's why I said at the beginning, if you're bullish on Solana, you're bullish on Solana ID. The more dApps we have on Solana, the more users we have on Solana, the more Solana ID is going to benefit from this.
Yeah. And why don't you talk about the partners that you have? Because what I see here is pretty huge.
Yeah, man. So the thing is with the partners, like we are not live yet. So all the people you see there are pilot partners. So we're intending to build pilots with them. The good thing about us is, as a team, we're very well connected within the ecosystem. So for me, it's possible to kind of onboard people without having a solution yet. So I'm in close touch with the Flash team. I'm in close touch with the Orca team. I know all the people from Jupiter. I even took a bicep pic with Meow. So I know the people. But I really don't want to promise that we signed any contracts with them yet. So please don't take this as, hey, they already have partners and integrations are live. No, it's not that. This is my network. Those are the people I talk to. Those are the people I learn from. So we're trying to pilot the B2B integrations with those companies and more, by the way. They're coming more as well. So those are the pilot partners. But we're also backed by different blockchains, by the way. Like we're Solana ID, but below the hood, we're using parts from other chains as well. And we have money from them. Like they gave us grants. They believe in our vision. So that's why you see Mina on there. That's why you see Concordium on there, which is a completely different layer one. But Concordium is pioneering digital identity in crypto, and they are super strong in that area. So we work very closely with them to build zero knowledge powered KYC solutions, which is a big thing that can be a part of Solana ID. So as you see, it's a very it's not just Solana. I'm not a Solana maxi. I believe in great technology and I believe in great marketing. And Solana is doing both. That's why I'm bullish on it. But there's also other chains that are complementary to what we're doing. So that's why you have those names on there. And maybe lastly, in terms of partners, we got a grant from the foundation. I know some people from the foundation. I just talked to Solana Mobile yesterday, so the team who's doing the Saga phone. Nothing to announce yet, but I think we have some overlaps as well over there. So I'm looking forward to also pioneer some use cases for the Saga with Solana ID. That's going to be cool. And also from Solana Labs, I know some people. And the good thing is no one is working on ID in Solana, despite us.
Very interesting. So you would say that you don't have competitors right now?
It sounds strange. It almost sounds bad because I have a business background and I always say to people, if you don't have competition, no one needs your product. But it's not true because on other chains, I have competition, just not on Solana. So it is literally, we found a great niche here. We were at the right time, at the right spot. So we were ready this year to build something because we were researching digital ID the whole last year. But now we kind of exit the garage, and we show our faces and we put our deck out there and we just launched the website like 2 days ago. You can go on fucking www.solana.id, the greatest domain ever, and you will land on our website, and it's literally brand new. You probably haven't seen it yourself, bro.
I haven't seen it myself, so actually you're giving me a good out.
Yeah,
fantastic.
man.
Fantastic. Let me.
Yeah, we just.
That's such a great domain. That's crazy.
So that's our plan B, by the way. Like if Solana ID doesn't work, but knock on wood, it will work. We just sell the domain for like a ton of money and we give it back to the community. No, just kidding.
Exactly. So why don't you explain actually how it works in practice?
Yeah.
All everything from registration, how it works. Why don't you guide people on how this is gonna go?
You're at the right spot there. So basically, when you come to Solana ID the first time, when the beta is going to live in the next month, it's going to launch. You'll be asked to connect obviously one wallet, but during the sign up, you can already connect additional wallets. So we believe that your identity on chain is a set of wallets. It's not only one wallet, as we all have different wallets. You can decide what wallets you want to include. And maybe you have one wallet that's like your vault or something that you want to have completely anonymous with no tracking. Leave it out there. Okay. I'm not including my own there. Like you need this kind of doomsday wallet, that you have somewhere hidden. But all your active wallets, connect them here. The more you connect, the better is the quality of your ID profile. The good thing is you're gonna be able to connect even MetaMask from EVM. So you can bring your EVM reputation, as I believe many people have various blockchain networks, and you connect it as well. Then we're going to calculate the on-chain score, which is a sophisticated AI model that calculates a prediction score based on your on-chain behavior. So that's very interesting already. As I said, one wallet won't give you a huge result probably, especially if it's a new wallet. But if you connect all your OG wallets, chances are high you will already get a pretty good score from your on-chain track record that you have. We're looking at various things here: the age of your wallet, transaction histories, assets, the diversity of assets, the amount you're holding shit, and the flipping. Like, there's a lot of things we look at, and it's all on chain. It's all there. And I always tell people there's so much data on chain. Like, if for Google or companies like this would be amazing, but they didn't really see it yet. Like, all those huge Web2 data companies, I just don't think they're crypto native enough, and they're too late for the party, and they're too big to innovate quick enough. That's why we have an edge against them here, and we should use it. So the on-chain score is basically one part. The second part is the off-chain credentials, another huge USP we have. Because we have a digital ID background, we know how to securely on-ramp off-chain data without hurting your privacy. So you'll be able to connect various Web2 accounts. We can literally embed every Web2 integration there, even your bank account or your national ID, all that stuff. And we can zero-knowledge proof that thing and push it on-chain. And we'll never store any data from you anywhere. Like, it's kind of magic how it works below the hood. But this requires a lot of education to make people understand we're literally not storing private data. There's no personal identifiable data we're storing, and we're still enabling you to prove on chain a lot of shit about yourself, your gaming background, your social media followers, your identity documents, and so on. And then the whole user journey ends with your rewards. Like, why do you do all that shit? Because you want perks. You want to kind of leverage the identity backpack that you bring with you. So you'll be able to access our ecosystem of partners, and they have different kind of perks. We can dive into what possible use cases we have there. But yeah, you see some stuff here, but it varies from airdrops from communities that want to target specific users to discounts from apps that want to attract you because they know you're a power trader or they know you're a big LP on EVM, and now they want to have you on their Solana app, or NFT communities that look for influencers with huge followers somewhere. They will give you some perks, whitelisting spots. So there's a lot of use cases you can build on top of this.
Wow, of course. I'm quite familiar with the project already. By the way, let's do a bit of a shameless plug, because if you guys had been in my VIP group, you would have participated to the private sale of Solana ID. Right?
Yes, sir.
Revealing for the people that didn't know it already. So we participated to the private
one.
This, and yeah, we went in day one at the cheapest price. So all of you guys that are gonna FOMO at launch, if you've been in my group, you would already got access to this. That's the story for another video. Let's keep on with the MA. We have actually a very interesting question that I read here. What's the benefit of a high on-chain score?
Yeah, so you can answer this pretty like with a very clear picture. If you're an app building on Solana, if you're a project, you're looking for users that either stick with your community, hold on to your NFT or token and not sell it maybe. You're looking for real people that are humans and not flipping stuff, that involve themselves in the community, that provide value to communities, that contribute. So you want these people. And if you are such a person, we believe you should get rewarded for it. And you will have a high on-chain score. So if you like, we're going to see those data points from various sources. And we defined a zone, what we call the win zone, the W zone, which is the fourth quadrant of the score. So it goes until 1,000. So 800, 750 until 1,000. You have the W zone. And if you're in that zone, if you manage to push your score in that zone by bundling wallets, on-ramping off-chain data, being good on-chain, you'll get the most perks. You'll get the most discounts, the highest chance for random airdrops that you wouldn't have got without Solana ID, and similar stuff.
Gotcha. So, so I guess that the more your score, the more discounts you're gonna get. How does it work?
More perks. Yeah, it can be various things, right? Discounts, airdrops, different stuff.
Is it gonna be tiers, or is it gonna be just proportion to the score? How does it work?
What do you mean by tiers? Explain.
Like, let's say that if you have a certain threshold, You get a tier access, and you get access to some perks, or it's just solely proportional on the score that you have?
Yeah, it's proportional, but apps can also decide themselves where they want to do the cut. And it can also happen that apps will build custom scores. Like we also enable that feature for some apps because we had the request from some people that said, "Hey, we believe the solid score is a good first thing. We'd like to just try it, but down the road." Like we talked to one of the RWA lending platforms on Solana, and they were like, we might have to develop a very tailored solution for the score for ourselves. So that score might have a different mechanic and mechanism, but it's always going to be good if you have a good reputation on chain and off chain. You'll get it back. That's the concept of karma. So just stick to it.
Got it. Why don't you talk about this, the LFG proposal? Do we see?
Yeah, man, that was exciting. So I think we've been definitely the youngest project ever enter the LFG Launchpad voting process. So for everyone who's not familiar with it, the Jupiter DEX is the biggest DEX aggregator on Solana. If you check their X page, their Twitter page, you'll see they're huge. Like they have a big community, a lot of interactions. They're doing a great job. And they launched a very unique launchpad where tokens get listed for the first time. So far, they had like a handful of token launches, not a lot. And we've been in the second voting round, actually. That's been a month ago, a little bit longer than a month ago. And we competed against like huge projects that had like millions in venture capital funding. And like we've been the freaking, what is it, David? Against Goliath. So it was really tough. I called all my friends who I know they have bags of Jupiter tokens because you need to get enough people that vote for you, and you can only vote if you have a big Jup bag of Jup tokens. We managed to come out fourth, like competing against two other projects and being better than them. And then there were 9 heroes was before us, Uprock and Sanctum. So 9 heroes has like, I don't know, like 800,000 followers on Twitter. Upwork has been in the second time already in the launchpad. They had already a lot of traction behind them, a live product, everything working. And Sanctum is Sanctum. Like they're on Solana OG, millions of venture capital funding. So I'm not saying that we didn't try hard. Like we really tried hard to get in there. And it was super, exactly, Jan, it was super bullish because it really helped us to get the eyes of the Solana people onto our project. So even though we didn't win and we didn't enter the launchpad, we doubled our followers. We got a lot of interaction with all our content. So it was a great kickoff for Solana ID, let's say, because it was literally after the first month of talking about Solana ID, we entered here.
Fantastic. So what's next? What's the next steps?
Yeah, man. So currently we just launched our waiting list 1 week ago. If you go to pass.solana.id, you can claim your lane number to enter the Solana ID app. So it is literally your fast lane to Solana ID. It's really straightforward, very easy. You can get your number already by just logging in with some of your Solana wallets. I would pick a wallet maybe that has already a certain age because we already here have a light version of our scoring module installed. So we actually put people in the lane numbers by score, X verification, email verification, and some other attributes. So you can skip the lane by doing certain interactions after logging in with your wallet. So we launched this a week ago. We have more than 10,000 signups in a week. People see us and recognize us, so that's great. And from here on, we're now doubling down on the development of the actual app. So we need to build out our Solana ID beta version. Everything is done. The front end is there. The base architecture is there, but now we need to implement. That's going to take some time, a couple of weeks or months. And we need to build out the integrations for businesses as well. So there's still a lot of work on the software side. But we're also proceeding a lot with the token plans. So I think that's exciting for a lot of people as well. We're getting our first exchange listing confirmations. I don't reveal it yet, but we have already 2 exchanges that would be willing to list us already. And we have 4 other exchanges in later stage conversations. Today I signed the document with Brink.io. It's a very renowned accelerator. They help us with KOL listings, investments. So they have us now in their portfolio basically. And actually, also tomorrow we close our pre-seed round that you guys are part of, Jan, Sepral and your community. So this is going to be closed tomorrow, and then next month we're going to have a seed round. We might go on a launchpad, but I can't give any details yet. We're in discussions with a few. That might happen even before the exchange listings. So either there's going to be a launchpad and then exchange listing in the next 3 to 4 months, or there's going to be a straight TGE at listing with 2 exchanges. So that's all in the making, and moving pretty quickly.
Gotcha. So when can we expect TGE, more or less? Give us some guidelines.
Yeah, so I think here it says 7/24 on the right side if you zoom in. It is to, like, let's say it has a chance of 75%. We can make it, but we don't have to make it. Like, I really don't stress myself. I look at launch to be successful. So I kind of want to be ready to launch and then just wait for the right time. You know what I mean? Like, have the listings prepared. The market makers are there. They're going to support us. The investors are all done. Like, we're set. You know, our product is almost live. So July would be a good time. If the market decides different, we can wait until September, worst case, but it won't be later than that. So it will absolute latest date would be Breakpoint 2024, the biggest Solana conference, which is in September. And the earliest possible date would be July, the planned date, let's say.
Gotcha. How do we feel overall regarding strength and safety of the Solana network?
That's a great question. I was at an event last night in real life with a lot of Bitcoin maxis talking only about Solana. And I got this question a lot. It was a crypto event here in Bulgaria, where I'm based, and here are a lot of Bitcoin people, right? But they are getting easier now nowadays. Like, they're not maxi anymore. They're interested. You know what I mean? So they at least they listen now, and then they ask questions. And I got this question a lot. And what I tell them is, I look at progress. I don't want to have a finished product yet. I don't need to be perfect yet. Solana is still a super new chain. If you look at the history, Ethereum has been around since more than 10 years now, while Solana launched 5 years later, or even more. So it has like half of the track record of Ethereum, and it's already better than Ethereum. Like, what's going to happen in 5 years from now? You know what I mean? So just give it some time. And let it develop. The security and safety of Solana today is much better than 2 years ago. That's the answer to the question. So we don't have a lot of downtime anymore, almost nothing. Like, there hasn't been a lot of outages in the past months, at least. I'm pretty bullish that it continues like this. They're shipping updates, and just wait for fucking Fire Dancer for the next big update. I think it's going to come in September this year. At least some news about it. I don't know if it's going to be ready, but there's going to be news about it, and no one talks about it. If you don't know what it is, just Google it. Just find some blog or someone talking about it. Watch a YouTube video. I don't know if you ever did something separate, but you should. Explain to people what Fire Dance is about and what it does. And it will make Solana so much more efficient, and it's already fucking efficient. So that's why I'm bullish on the chain, and that's why we're doubling down on Solana, and that's why we're building Solana ID.
That's amazing. And I didn't ask you this question, I forgot before, but why don't you explain the full utility of the token Solid?
Yeah. So I like to keep it simple with shit, especially tokens. There's so many projects that have like 6 different utilities, and everything is like, you don't really get what's happening. Like, you read the white paper, you don't understand shit. So I think we have inherently 2 usages, maximum 3 usages on utilities of the token. And I think a good token doesn't need many more than that, depending what you're doing, right? If you're a blockchain or an app, we're an application. We're intending to be a decentralized app down the road. Now we're just a curated application that has token utility for incentive mechanisms. What are those incentive mechanisms? We want to incentivize people to improve their reputation scores by locking Solid behind their data backpack. So you can literally lock Solid, which has a financial value, and this says something about yourself, because it could get slashed if you misbehave. So it says about yourself, hey, I have a great score and I stand behind my score. I stand behind my credentials. I won't behave differently in the future than I did in the past. And I'm even putting money behind it. It's like buying a house, you have a good credit score, but you're also putting collateral behind it to decrease your terms or improve your terms for the loan, right? There would be a TradFi example for a similar setup. We're not inventing something completely new here. We're looking at what has been done in the old world that is similar. We even got some inspiration from huge projects like Gitcoin Passport on EVM. They have the GTC token where they have identity staking. And I love the Gitcoin guys. I think they're doing great work. We don't have a Gitcoin Passport on Solana yet. So why not take some inspiration from them, because it is fucking working. So we have reputation staking implemented as a utility for the token. If you put money behind your word, you will get more perks on chain. Easy. Now, we also have a revenue share model. So we basically give you solid tokens if you're transparent with your data. But since we're a decentralized ID network, you can always opt out, different from Google or Facebook or some of the Web2 companies where they have your data and that's it. We don't have your data, and you can opt out of the system if you want to. So you can say, I don't want to share anything anymore. I don't like this verifier. I don't want that Jupiter is reading my data, so I'm blocking them. But you also get less advantages. You won't get perks from Jup, and you won't get the solid revenue share from the verification of Jupiter. So next to the reputation staking, there's also this revenue share model where you can literally get rewarded for sharing data and you can accumulate some data. You won't be a millionaire with this model. I have to disclose that. But it's better than not getting paid for sharing your data, as we do in Web2, right? Where we're not in the loop at all, right? So here you can actually build some mechanisms on top of that. Those are the two main use cases, to keep it simple. There's a third one related to the verification on the B2B part, but it's pretty straightforward. They can pay in solid for the queries, for the data queries. So we inherently make money from data queries, B2B, and they can pay in solid or in USDC. So if they pay in solid, they have a slight discount. That's it.
Gotcha. And what about the roadmap after the TG? Of course, what can we expect for the future of the project in the next year or so?
Yeah, so this year we're definitely going to roll out the beta version of Solana ID. So you're going to have the wallet aggregation feature where you can accumulate different wallets, you get your score, you're going to have first use cases, you're going to have first perks. We're going to have some community reward programs as well. There's a 35% of our token allocation going to community rewards. So there's going to be some campaigns around that. So I believe strongly in the whole narrative of incentivizing real users of your product, real users, and we can do that as an ID product. I can distinguish between bots and others. We want to incentivize real users that use Solana ID early on with some benefits. So there's going to be some airdrop campaigns this year happening for early Solana ID users. That is also why you might want to be early in the solid priority pass that's already live right now in the waiting list. Because if you're early on the pass, if you have a low number, you're going to be earlier in the app, and you're going to be able to participate in the first airdrop season, other than the people that are late. So you should claim your lane number and try to get as high as possible on the waiting list to get a first seat. So that's going to happening, and then we also plan to have more than 50 integrations by the end of the year in terms of B2B kind of use cases with projects. So the perks I'm always talking about. So this would also happen this year. What else? I think for this year, there won't be any big decentralization efforts, but it is on our roadmap for the next 2 years. So we want to have more community engagement. There might be a DAO, but this is future music. There might be community engagement to kind of say in what direction Solana ID should move, and how the scoring algorithm should evolve, what ID credentials should be available. So all those decisions are now curated by the core team, by us. And in the future, I'd like to have more involvement from the community as well in all those decisions.
Gotcha. So it sounds like it's a very bullish timeline. And very excited for the future of the project. This was 30 minutes. This is pretty much how we run them down. But did we forget anything? Anything else that you want to add before setting off?
Oh man, like I'm super bullish. Like it's actually going really well these days. Like we had a really rough time last year. I told you we started in 2023 in January. We've been chewing glass. It wasn't easy. We've been broke for like 3 times last year, and now we're back, and it's going well. And I'd really recommend everyone to just follow our steps. We're building super public. We're trying to involve everyone in our decisions. We're talking about the things we do, good or bad, on social media, on our Discord, on our Telegram channel. So if you go to the profile on Twitter, give us a follow. Check out the link tree, so you can get the socials, and then just drop in our Telegram and our Discord. And I think there we can chat. And then lastly, I'm also super approachable. So if you want to get a hold of me and talk about the product or anything product related, just don't tell me anything. I don't have time for that shit. But if you have a question about Solana ID or some actual feedback, ping me on Telegram, Simon._MOL, and I'm super approachable there. So no problem there.
Fantastic. Last couple of questions. Munchin asks, I don't see this project on CoinMarketCap. It's not launched. Correct. This is not launched. I've said before that, in fact, we in my community, we participated to the private pre-sale of this. And this is why you're missing out if you're not in my group, because you would have gotten access at the cheapest price that Solana ID is ever going to be. So, of course, it's not launched yet. The TG event is now set for July 24th. But it's TBD. Could vary a little more, could be a little later. They're not in a rush. They want to have very solid, no pun intended, product to the market. By the way, the ticker is fucking amazing. How did you even get that?
I think the ticker was probably the reason to choose the name, bro. Like, it was a ticker. Like, you're like, should we do Solana ID? Then we can do solid as a ticker. Yeah, let's do Solana ID. There was actually what happened. But yeah, the domain, the ticker, everything kicks off, bro. Like, a lot of green check marks.
The last question, what kind of partnerships and integration are you looking for in the future?
Yeah, Jan, that's a very good question, my friend. So I think we're looking to partner with every single DApp on Solana. I believe inherently that there's a use case for many DApps on Solana. That's where Solana ID can come in and provide value. Every app on Solana wants to find users, get more users, and have sticky power users. We can help with that stuff. So partnerships, Solana DApps, they should always talk to me. DeFi games, NFT communities, NFT trading platforms, all that fun stuff, right? And we're talking with them, but could be more. And that's both partnerships and integrations. I'm also huge fan of all the super teams in Solana. And I think like we already have very strong relations with all the super teams, which are like the local communities of Solana. And I think I would like to also foster those relationships, because this is some alpha here. Like, if you really want to be close to the Solana ecosystem, make sure to somehow find a way to enter one of those super teams, because you're going to get all the alpha, like what projects are being built, who are the founders, like who are the actual people building the OG projects. Like, you're going to find those people. So I'd like to foster those relationships and be more active within the super teams. That's why I'm hosting those events. Like yesterday with the Bitcoin people, there was a Solana Super Team Balkan event where I went and talked and showed Solana in front of those people. I think it worked.
Amazing. That is great to hear. Simon, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you so much coming in. And I think that a lot of people are going to get very, very excited after this video. So I thank you so much again. And I wish you guys good night or rest of the day. Take care again. Bye-bye.
Good night.